Welcome to the Daily Dose of Me podcast. I'm your anonymous host, here to share stories and heartfelt reflections of my life with you. From daily audio style vlogs and personal challenges to moments of gratitude and motivation, I'm here to share my daily confessions and reflections with you. This is your space to find a bit of real talk and genuine connection. So let's jump into today's episode. Hello, welcome. Welcome back if you have listened to some of my previous episodes, and if you're new here, welcome. I am so excited you're here with me today. All right, so I am sitting on my couch. I am drinking a cup of warm peach tea. And I'm just enjoying the breeze. I have the windows open right now, and it rained today, and I just feel so relaxed. I used my husband got me this little thing for, I think it was Mother's Day, or maybe it was Valentine's Day. I think it was Valentine's Day. Anyways, it goes over your shoulders, it plugs into the wall, and it massages your shoulders, and oh my gosh, I was so tense today for whatever reason, and I used that, and I'm just feeling so relaxed and really calm, and I'm loving this because I'm not normally like this. I got my son to bed. My husband and 4-year-old daughter come back tomorrow. They'll be here late tomorrow night, so I'm kind of enjoying like my last little bit of time by myself, which I do not get very often. So I'm really trying to drink like tea lately, because I'm trying really hard not to drink soda, or Red Bull is my downfall. Those are like the two things I can do without soda, but Red Bull, that is my problem right now. So I'm trying really hard to rid myself of that habit because everything else in my life is very holistic, non-toxic, like very homesteader vibes. I am even growing chamomile flowers in my garden this year so that I can make my own tea for the first time from my own flowers. So we'll see how that goes. But what I want to do today is, or this evening, whenever you're reading this, you're not reading this, whenever you're listening to this, I'm going to read us a passage from one of the magazines that I recently subscribed to. They're out of the UK, and it's called Breathe. And I just love it. It's very much so like well-being, mindfulness, creativity, escape. The front cover of this one says, "Your place to grow, mind over matter, clean break, bringer of good fortune, positively personal, literacy, legacy, rhythm of life, in the face of adversity, distractions aside, same old story." So this passage that I want to read us today, I haven't read it yet either, so we're like reading it together, but it's called Your Place to Grow, Finding the Happy Balance Between What You Know and Where You Could Go. I'm gonna drink my tea while we do this too. Okay. There are two strong narratives that run through self-improvement advice: understanding who you are and what you want, and being curious to new experiences and ideas. Sometimes it can feel as though the two forces are pulling in opposing directions. It's a fine line at points, but incorporating a balance of both is important for happiness, mental well-being, and a rich and fulfilling life. So the next section is knowing yourself. Navigating this difficult dance is an ongoing process, but a good way to start is by building a deeper understanding of how these two ideas differ, the benefits they offer, and their limitations. Knowing yourself entails understanding your values, beliefs, strengths, weaknesses, desires, and emotions, says counseling psychologist Louise Goddard Crawley. This, she says, is built via self-reflection, introspection, and gaining insights from past choices. Knowing yourself provides a solid foundation for making informed decisions and setting meaningful goals aligned with your authentic self. It also fosters authenticity in relationships and helps develop resilience. You build genuine connections with others as you can express your thoughts and feelings more openly, says Louise. And when you are self-aware, you can navigate challenges more effectively and bounce back from setbacks. Now, I'm going to interject a little bit here. This reminds me of human design. So I am a manifesting generator. If you don't know what your human design energy type is, I highly recommend going and learning what that is. I will link it below so that you can, it's super, super easy. It's free, really fast, and you can figure out what your human design energy type is. But anyways, I'm a manifesting generator, and I also downloaded the My Human Design app, and it is the most incredible thing. I just learned about this like a year and a half ago, and I've been studying it more, and it's essentially like a roadmap of how you are truly designed to live your life. I personally believe that you can believe in God and still believe in energy, because God created the, earths and planets and energy and everything. So me personally, I believe in God, and I believe in, universe and energy and having the stars aligned and things of that nature. But whatever you believe in, you can still learn your human design energy type. It's really, really interesting. It talks about how you can, there's everything from like how you feel when you're on the right path or doing the thing that you're meant to do, how you manifest, how you should eat with your human design energy type. Like there's just so many things super interesting, and this little section just made me think of that because it really helps you, be more self-aware and helps you navigate the challenges that you face in your life. Okay, going back. Embarking on a journey of getting to know yourself is important, but sometimes if you walk too far down this path, it can have a negative impact on well-being. Louise notes that overemphasis on introspection can be self-limiting and create a fixed mindset instead of an open one. It may lead to excessive self-criticism or complacency or analysis paralysis, she says. Assuming you know everything about yourself can hinder openness to change and adaptation. This could limit future opportunities and prevent you from experiencing life to its fullest. The next section is titled, Going Beyond Your Comfort Zone. Oof, I feel like all of us need to listen to this one. Hold on, let me take a sip of my peach tea. Oh, it's still really hot. Okay. At the other end of the spectrum is putting yourself out there and being open and curious to new experiences. This is important for several reasons. It's a crucial part of personal growth. Trying new experiences and challenges stimulates learning and development, says Louise. And venturing beyond your comfort zone exposes you to diverse perspectives and opportunities, which, she adds, are key to expanding your horizons. It also boosts self-confidence in the long term, as conquering challenges reinforces belief in your capabilities and builds self-assurance. Taken to the extreme, however, the approach can cause problems. Constantly pushing yourself beyond your limits, for example, can lead to stress and burnout. Oh, interjection. That is me. Holy moly, that is me. I am one that completely just I always want to do more. I always want to be more. I always want to try more. And I definitely lead myself to stress and burnout. Okay, going back. It can also result in unnecessary risk-taking and cause a dip in confidence. Taking on too much without assessing your capabilities may result in failure and disappointment, says Louise. That I needed to hear that today. All right, the next section is called Mixing and Matching. Incorporating both ideas is necessary for a balanced life. At times, one approach may be at the fore as the other recedes, and vice versa. Often, however, it's about finding a happy middle where both ideas work together. In reality, they are, flipping the page. In reality, they are complementary, says mindset and confidence coach Phyllis Woodfine. They are both sides of one coin that, if looked at equally, can really lead to a fulfilling life. You can use your knowledge of yourself to propel yourself forward. This is about the self-awareness of knowing your strengths, weaknesses, and passions, and at the same time, not wanting to stagnate or isolate yourself. This same awareness helps pull yourself back when needed, too. Part of this centers on adopting a growth mindset rather than a fixed one. The concept, developed by U.S. psychologist Carol Dweck, refers to believing in your ability to become better. When you adopt a growth mindset, you change your thought patterns, abilities, and skills by working hard over time. In contrast, a fixed mindset is one that believes talent and intelligence cannot be improved, thereby rendering futile any effort to work towards change. Looked at from the position of a growth mindset, it's arguably easier to navigate the journey of learning to understand yourself at the same time as remaining curious and open to new challenges. That, I really needed to hear that. I've been really trying hard to have a growth mindset, and I feel like just even in the last year, I feel like my growth mindset has really expanded. I've been working really hard on that. Okay, next section is navigating the two. At times, it's natural to feel torn between these opposing ideas. You're not alone if you've ever found yourself questioning whether you're making a decision from a place of knowing yourself, or if you're letting an idea of who you are and what you can and can't do hold you back from trying something new or different. Thankfully, there are ways to interrogate what's going on. Reflecting on your behavior within a wider self-awareness practice is useful. Make time in your day to quietly sit and do this, says Phyllis. This could be by journaling or simply allowing yourself some space to think and check in with your emotions and feelings. Pay attention to how you feel about a situation or opportunity. Fear and discomfort might indicate holding back, while excitement and enthusiasm may suggest personal growth. Mindfulness can also bring clarity when the mind is whirring fast, says Phyllis. Think about what you're experiencing without judgment. Just observe it for a few minutes or longer if you wish. It's also useful to assess long-held thoughts and beliefs and ask if they still reflect who you are and whether they're indicative of where you want to be. Ask if they're still true, says Phyllis. If you view them as library books you have at home, is it time you took them back to the library as you don't need them anymore? If you've been unintentionally holding yourself back, think about small, manageable, and realistic goals for the future. These need to be clear but not overwhelming, so they may help push you beyond your comfort zone, adds Phyllis. Louise agrees. Go slowly. Gradually stretch your comfort zone gradually stretch your comfort zone instead of rushing into overwhelming situations. A clear, unbiased, and honest awareness of the self, however, isn't always straightforward. Sometimes it's helpful to ask trusted friends and family for their opinion. They might throw light on a blind spot or a potential area for growth that you've overlooked. Or you might find it useful to talk to someone who's totally independent, perhaps a life coach, counselor, or therapist. However you approach your reflection, cut yourself some slack. As Louise says, embrace self-acceptance and kindness while exploring new experiences or confronting personal limitations. That was a good one. Okay, let's see what's on this page. It says, do you know yourself, or are you holding yourself back? Phyllis suggests patterns that might lead you to the answers. Okay, so indications that self-awareness is keeping you in your comfort zone. So if you are stuck in your comfort zone, It can look like life is becoming boring. You find yourself stuck in predictable or routine scenarios and habits without any real excitement in life. Oh, that one, I can't decide if that one is me or not. I don't feel like I'm stuck in predictable or routine scenarios and habits, but I also don't feel like I have any excitement in I also feel like I have excitement in my life. So, I don't know. I don't know if my life is becoming boring. I don't think so. There's a resistance to change and challenges. You avoid any situation that requires adaptation or things that make you feel uncomfortable. Ooh, that one is definitely me right now, but I feel like it's just situational because like I have a lot of health anxiety right now because both of my children are ill and we're trying to get answers. So I feel like I just am not putting myself out there to new situations right now. Okay, another way you can indicate that you are in your comfort zone is failure feels like a big deal. You avoid taking risks and trying new activities because you're afraid they won't work out and overlook the importance of any lessons you might learn. Okay. People's judgments worry you. You avoid speaking up at meetings or around friends or family for fear they will think you less than able or competent. That one is not me. I could care less. I will always say what's on my mind. I am a recovering people pleaser. I've been a people pleaser my entire life, which I believe stems from my parents being divorced and always feeling like I have to make the other parent happy. Like I truly as a child felt like I was the source of both my mom and dad's happiness, more so especially my mom. Um, and I always felt like I had to, I guess, be like the peacekeeper and make sure that my mom and dad weren't fighting when I was going to visit my dad or anyways, it really stemmed into my adult life and I've been a people pleaser my whole life, but in the last like 2 years, I kind of like went to the very opposite end of the spectrum. And maybe this is just like a healing process for being a people pleaser. I'm not sure. But I'm like too far on the other side of the spectrum right now where I like do not give a flying fuck what anyone thinks or says. I'm going to do and say whatever I want to do and I could care less what anyone thinks. So anyways, I'm working on getting more towards the middle of that spectrum, but anyways. Okay, last one, the passion has gone. You're no longer excited about what you're doing and find yourself just going through the motions. Now, signs that curiosity is pushing you too far. So this can look like emotions are drained or frazzled. You constantly feel exhausted, tired, and unhappy doing things that no longer meet your values or that you enjoy. Your passions have been neglected. You've abandoned hobbies or activities that brought you joy and prioritized pursuits that don't truly align with your desires. Physical signs of a mismatch. You feel stressed, fatigued, and struggle to sleep well because your lifestyle doesn't align with your true values or ideas. Loss of authenticity. You've lost sight of the real you and feel like you're fitting into someone else's mold. Social isolation. You're no longer seeing friends and family. Other non-joy giving commitments take priority or you're feeling disconnected from loved ones. Wow. Okay. So as I was reading through those, I kind of felt like I was going to be in the first one that was my self-awareness is keeping me in my comfort zone. But after reading those ones, I am 100% certain that I am in my curiosity is pushing me too far. So that's good to know. I did not, I didn't realize that. That was an eye opener. Let's see if there's anything else on the next page. Anyways, yeah, so I think that's all I wanted to do for this podcast episode. I am going to finish drinking my lovely little tea, my peach tea, and I really should clean up my house before my family gets home tomorrow, but I just really don't feel like doing that right now. I'm enjoying sitting on the couch, and that's one thing that I've been trying to work on is being okay and feeling comfortable with just sitting and doing nothing, because I've never really done that before. I feel like I feel like my self-worth has always been tied to being busy and doing things. Like I remember when I was in like junior high and high school, I was living with my mom. Um, and whether it was in the summertime or after school or after sports practices, like if I was ever just sitting on the couch or just like laying on my bed, would be given something to do. Especially, I don't know, my stepdad there. He's not my stepdad anymore, but my stepdad for a while was a very hard ass, mean, terrible man. And he, like, if we were to ever relax, we would be given work to do. And it was outside work, riding horses, exercising horses, shoveling the horse trailers, doing some kind of work outside. And it's really a shame because I would have enjoyed doing those things a lot more if if I didn't have like a negative, like it was always a punishment, or yeah, it was always a punishment. You'll see that you'll kind of hear as I go through these podcast episodes and record these podcast episodes. I said this at the very beginning on the very first podcast episode, but I initially began this podcast as a way to process my past experiences, my emotions, my trapped emotions, the things that I have pushed deep, deep, deep down for many, many years. So if I'm hard to follow, I'm sorry, but this is a way for me to heal. So I'm talking about these things and kind of reliving them so that maybe I can be free of them. But I grew up feeling that that relaxation was not a good thing, that I needed to be doing something else to be productive. So the last few years, it's been really hard for me just to sit without feeling like I needed to be doing something. And in recent years, it's looked like, if I decided to sit down on the couch and read a book or watch a show or drink a cup of tea, I had major anxiety, because I felt like I needed to be doing something for my business to grow my business. And then that trickles into, I need to be doing something for my business. I need to be working so that I can make money for my family. And then that kind of like money scarcity mindset comes in and makes the anxiety even worse. And anyways, I recently I've been really trying to allow myself to sit and not feel like I need to do anything. And so that's what I'm doing right now. And you are helping me through that by listening to me and allowing me to talk through my emotions and feelings and process a lot of things that I've pushed down over the years. So, thank you. I appreciate you. I hope that you have a beautiful rest of your day or evening, and I'll see you in the next episode.